Let's get it. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, what it do? What it do? YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all social media platforms. This is Moco Tattoo
Tigre here. What's up, everyone? How we doing?
from the Westside Speakeasy Podcast and Reaction Channel. We're on episode 6. Big shout out to all the subscribers, everybody that likes.
Yeah, thank you for interacting. We appreciate all the comments, likes, everything. All the new subscribers, thank you.
As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and I'm going to get my laptop in a bit, take a look at all the comments, give a little shout outs before we end this podcast.
Yep.
So let's get into it, dog. How you feeling, bro?
Good, man. What's up? How you been? I know we took a little longer, to upload than usual, but hey, here we are.
Yeah, man. It's just been a little busy week.
Yes, sir.
Just like everybody else, I could imagine, everybody gets busy with work, family.
Yep.
Or whatever, maybe even some hobbies.
Yep, exactly.
Let us know.
Socializing, whatever it is you do.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, if you got any hobbies or whatever you guys got going on. That way, we can feed off of that. So you want to get into
Let's get into it, man. Would you want to start off with sports?
But hold on.
Before that?
Yeah, let's talk about we've been a little busy.
I was gonna say, so what's up, man? What you been up to this weekend? That's right. This week.
Man. So we had like a cool little gap. Usually we try to post every 2 days, right?
Yeah, about two a week. Yep.
So we definitely had like a good little 5-7 days.
Yeah,
right?
It's been the longest that we haven't dropped since we started.
Yeah. And again, like I was saying, everybody just gets busy. So we had like a little family wedding, actually, dog.
Oh, how was that?
It was cool. It was cool, man. It was like a Catholic, traditional type wedding.
Oh, so they got married by the church?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's been a long time since I actually been to a wedding, dog. Like,
okay. Long time you been to church?
Yeah, church as well. When's the last time you've been to a wedding?
I don't know. It's been a while. Maybe more when my sister got married. So probably like 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago.
I'm gonna have to call you out on that one, my G.
Yeah.
Cause didn't you go to Hawaii?
Oh yeah, but that wasn't that church.
Oh,
that was
you're
just
talking about a church wedding.
Yeah, going to church for a church wedding. Yeah, it was when my sister got married.
So yeah people. So I kind of tripped out on that a little bit because I haven't been to one in so long.
Yep.
And I kind of tripped out on like the tradition, dog. Like getting married through the Catholic church. Like they have like rituals that almost gave me like cult vibes.
Rituals. I know what. You know what? It could kind of. You know what? I see what you mean. Yeah, it can kind of give you like cultish vibes, right? Everybody humming, everybody singing together.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
I mean, how do you guys feel about that? Like traditional, religious weddings? Because I mean, that's just one religion out of. I'm pretty sure there's a shitload, right?
Yeah. Well, yep.
But there's I don't know. Do Muslims? I don't know nothing
Muslims
about
celebrate
this,
too. Jews have their celebration. Everybody celebrates a little bit different.
So no disrespect to anybody.
Yeah.
And my fam, my females fam. Shout out to y'all, man. They always show mad love to me. Yeah. I'm just kind of going off of what I see. You get me?
Right.
Because they had like the whole little tortilla.
Yeah. Oh, when they bless the body.
It's supposed to be like skin, right?
So what it is supposedly after the priest blesses the wine and the host thing, it's supposed to turn into the body and blood of Christ. It's supposed to represent the body and blood of Christ.
And then they got like wine, right? That you
yeah,
sip
that's
or
supposed to be the blood of Christ, and the little piece you eat is supposed to be a piece of his body. Yeah. It represents that, which is just a little weird. Just saying that out loud is a little weird, right?
If you think about it, it's crazy, dog. Like, hey, let us know in the comments, man, how you feel about that. Just saying that out loud
sounds a little bit, but that's what it's supposed to represent: the body and blood of Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's the reason why I say kind of gave me. I'm like, dang, this is like a little cult, like. You know what I mean? Like, just bring out the goat already.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like,
I guess you call religion a cult. I mean, kind of, yeah. I guess so.
That's like a whole subject in itself, bro.
So let me ask you that. So, and going for that, so do you believe in God, or do you know now that we're in that little subject right now, just off the top?
Off the top, I do.
Okay.
Actually.
So all right, yeah. So you believe in God, you just don't believe like in all the crazy stuff that like church.
It's a little hard, dog, because I think when it starts coming into like that route, that's when I feel like things are like man-made, dog.
Okay.
And obviously, like when you tell a story, once it gets to the third person, dog,
right,
it's already like mixed. Like
right.
Like, oh, I went.
Especially nowadays, I feel maybe back in the days they probably had a better like understanding and would record things better, just because that was the only way of
and they would like probably write it down on like a script, right, or something.
Or back in the days it was back in the days it was a sheepskin.
Oh,
That's how
no
they made
shit.
like their paper to write on.
And how
stuff.
about their little pens?
Yeah,
and
it would
shit?
be out of like something like
Who
a
knows?
feather. Yeah, like an animal feather.
Oh yeah, because the feather, so in a feather, there's like a little like tube inside of a feather. If you ever I don't know, fucking people. I got birds. I'm a bird man. So inside the tube, inside the feather, there's like a real small tube, so I could see where they
yeah. So me personally too, I believe in the Bible. I just don't consider myself like any other Catholic or Christian or nothing like that.
Right, same here.
I believe in the Bible. That I do believe in the Bible.
I do believe that, there's a lot of truth to it. Shit, I got prayer hands right on my forehead because I do, I believe there is something, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, people, you don't have to technically call it God. It could be the universal one. It could be just a lot of things, honestly.
I'll call him Jesus.
Consciousness itself. Consciousness could be, what's
yeah, I grew up in a Christian type, church and Catholic. I do believe in all that. I just said I just kind of feel a little like, damn, that's just like kind of like real like.
So if you call it, so you would be like you're a believer, but you don't practice it.
Yeah, you can say that.
Right?
You can say that.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments, man.
Well,
What you believe in, man? Do y'all believe in that? In religion or a higher
the
power?
Bible or something?
Because there's some people that don't, dog.
Some people believe in not believing in nothing. Some people, what you call atheists,
you just die and that's it. You're just like,
yep. Some people believe
there
that.
goes the end of your story, and you don't remember shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I definitely do believe in there's something out there, and maybe even the afterlife, dog. I don't know, man.
Yep.
That goes back to when we were saying like when you meet somebody, you feel that energy, and it's like, why do I feel like I know this fool already?
Yeah. Okay. We could just keep going onto this subject, but I was gonna say, so what? Do you think you live multiple lives then?
There could be some truth to that, dog.
Something like that,
because if you already have a spirit,
that consciousness, yep.
And then let's say you pass away and that spirit still like
it comes back. Like
it's
for
still
example,
roaming.
it wasn't
Is it gonna roam forever? Or is it gonna go to another body?
Right.
I don't know, dog. Like there's a possibility. I'm not saying so. I'm not against it. Like as in like right. Shit, dog. Like there might be some kind of possibility that your spirit can like. You know what I mean? You were something else I could have been a fucking, I don't know, like some dude in Africa. You know what I mean? Who knows?
In your past life, who knows? Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that the consciousness is energy. That that thing that makes you, that thing that wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah.
I believe that's energy. I believe that energy, and that energy it'll never die, dog. It just gets transformed into a different frequency or a different,
something,
so
right?
It just moves on. I believe that the universe is so strong and beautiful that it'll never like let this energy die, dog. It'll just recycle it in a different way. That's how I feel.
Well, I could imagine like Native Americans, dog. Like Native
they always
Americans
talk about the ancestors who were up. Yeah.
No, or they're like, oh, there goes bear paw, or there goes fucking
little
tiger,
foot. Yeah,
little foot, like whatever. But it's almost like, why do they do that? Is it because you remember them as like an animal, or reminds you of an animal, or were they like animals before? Because I've heard of shit like that too, right?
Right.
Like, what are you gonna turn into?
Everybody has like a spirit animal.
There you go. Yeah. So it's like, man, I was a rabbit, or I was a mouse, whatever. Yeah. So that's just, man. Yeah. Let us know if you guys believe in all that too. Like afterlife, spirit animals.
Yep.
If you do, what's your spirit animal? So yeah, that was the wedding. That definitely took up a lot of our weekend. Somebody's calling me, but unfortunately I can't answer that one. No, it looks like spam.
So it was a nice little wedding or what?
It was cool, dog. It was cool. They had a mariachi, they had a DJ, they had a couple, I want to say like mariachi, like, or it was cool, dog. It was really good vibes, dog. And
that's cool.
And it's good to see like people still keeping that tradition up, dog. You get me? And I'm sure there's a lot of people that do, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because there's some people that don't, you know what I mean?
Yes, correct.
And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about, right? On the episode 5,
about keeping the traditions alive. Yeah. If you can't keep them alive, yep.
So yeah, bro, that was that one. And then that took up a lot of my weekend, dog.
Nice.
And then we had like a little incident, bro, with the police.
Oh, yep.
So that kind of is going to go into our next subject. And I put on the thumbnail, a police abuse their power.
How much they abuse their power too. Yep. Yes, we did have that little incident.
Yeah, we had a little incident here, man. And just, in this, how do you say, indisclosed location.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
So long story short, there was nothing like, nobody got incriminated. So I could speak on this. Ain't nothing, no criminal type shit going on.
Yep.
But in my opinion, I was telling Tigre last night, I was like, man, low key, to me, in my opinion, that's a somewhat abuse of power.
No, it is definitely abuse of power for sure, 100%.
And this is the reason why. So long story short, my brother, he got into a crash, and I got a buddy who does like towing. So he's really up on game on that. He does it like every day, like literally.
He's a tow truck driver.
He's a tow truck driver, yeah. So they were up in the front, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, you know, bro, back then he was a gang member, so you know he's sleeved, you know what I mean? He's bald, and she's bald because he's losing hair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the truth.
It's the truth. I mean, shit, my shit receding a little bit too.
Man, I'll start shaving as soon
So
as I see
I'm
my
sure
shit.
a lot, right?
Yeah,
You gonna shave your hair?
Well, if I start losing hair, I'm gonna shave it off.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
let us know, man. You gonna do some transplant on your head, or you gonna just shave your shit? You know, what I mean, if you get a little old and you start losing some hair.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, bro, I linked him with my buddy with the tow trucks, and the buddy is, you know, he also himself, you know, he just got out of the feds or whatever.
Yeah, he's a homie. He's a
homie. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You get me? So, they were up in the front inside my house, and this is all genuine things, man. There's nothing, no illegal, nothing going on. He was genuinely helping my brother.
With the car,
so they're like chopping it up in the front, like in my yard. And then I want to say it was like either gang unit. I want to say it was gang unit. It was gang unit pulls up, and they seen him and they hop out. And then, you know, the tow truck driver, he's like, I'd rather have no contact with the police. So he just went. He
just did ghost real quick.
Yeah, I think he went behind
he saw
somewhere where the
ducked.
cops couldn't see him no more.
They couldn't see him.
My house, right?
In the property,
inside the property.
Yeah, but outside. Yeah.
So the bro, he ain't got nothing to hide. So he's like, I don't need, you know, I'm chilling. Like he's really at home. That's my brother. You know what I mean? So they come out and they're like, hey, we need to talk to the tow truck guy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So bro's kind of like, well, he's not here, right? Well, he's not in sight.
I don't see him. Yeah.
So I'm gonna make this story like there's a lot of inside. Long story short, the cops were basically like, look, we're gonna get a warrant.
We're about to call supervisor.
If he doesn't come out, we're gonna get a warrant. Yeah, we're gonna call the supervisor.
We're gonna get a warrant right now.
We're gonna get a warrant. So eventually, you know, bro's like, you know, homie doesn't want to come out. He doesn't want to talk to you. He's like, oh, we just want to talk like quick.
He's like, we'll talk from there then.
And then, yeah, the bro's like, well, if you want to talk to him, you could talk to him right over the fence. He doesn't have to come out.
Yep.
And he's like, no, like, we need to talk to him out here. So at the end of the day, he dips. You know what I mean? I don't know how he got out, whatever. He's not in the property no more. He's gone. Eventually they get him like around the corner. Yeah. That's like, who knows how they got him, whatever, who cares?
Who cares, yep.
But they got him in the back truck. I'm like getting off of work and I exit the freeway and then I see my bro had already called me. He's like, hey, this is this and that, right? And I see the truck and the window's kind of halfway and he's like, hey, and it's the tow truck driver. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm talking to him literally from my car to the cop car. And he's like, yeah, man, whatever. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, bro, but I'm gonna head home. And, you know, the cops are like, what the fuck? But I ain't doing nothing wrong. I don't give a fuck.
Just going home.
Shit, I'm a citizen, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Law abiding, I don't do none of that. So I get home and, you know, the bro tells me, he's like, yeah, the cop was saying that they just want to talk to him, whatever. But homie dipped.
But they took him in.
Yeah, they took him in, right? They took him in. He got out the same day. You know what I mean? So all that shit, what I'm saying, this is where I feel like they're abusing their power, right? Yep. What if he decided to just stay in the property, right?
Yep.
What if he just decided to, which I feel he has all the right to because he's welcomed by me.
Right.
You know.
It's how he's welcomed at.
He's welcomed here.
And he wasn't doing nothing but standing outside. We weren't doing
a damn thing. Literally not doing a damn thing. We're all pretty grown too, you know, like.
In our 30s. Everybody in their 30s.
Bro's like 40. Grown, you know, I got my in-laws here because of the wedding.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I got family here. Like, my family's kind of like, what's going on? Because by the time all this is, dude, there's about like 5 cop cars in front of my pad. There's like 3 cops like right there just in my driveway
like
talking about.
Looking at the driveway.
Talking about we're calling the supervisor so that we could get a warrant to go into your house.
Yeah, we're going to
go into the house. So I was like, damn, dog, like they did all that just for him to get out.
Just to let his ass go right then and there.
Right? Like you couldn't just wait. Later. You couldn't just wait until you run into him in the street.
Yeah,
like you were willing to invade my privacy.
Your house at that, bro.
Yeah, invade my privacy.
The home.
No, it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. I pay taxes. It doesn't matter. I'm law abiding.
You didn't do nothing.
I don't fucking do no criminal shit. So where's our rights, dog? Or am I tripping?
Got no rights right there.
Right.
So
basically, they're forcing themselves,
say that.
dog.
They would try to say that it's You're aiding and abetting? Is it like
No,
when you're
it's
helping
not.
him?
Well, okay.
See,
Okay,
right?
you're saying that.
Yeah,
but
what
he
did
got
they-
out the same day.
That's. So what was the whole point of this?
So
shit?
what was the whole point of this?
Yeah. For sure.
That's abuse of power,
So you know
dog.
what, though? I think you probably would have had a good case to sue then, dog. If you would have got a good lawyer, because then for sure. Like
If the
you guys-
homie didn't dip
and they would have came in, and then but you think they would have got him for resisting then if you would
I don't know, dog. That's
the
what I don't
dog.
get. It's like
See,
you're
they have so many little stipulations they could fuck you with. You know what I mean?
And
That's the
again,
thing,
maybe
dog.
those were wolf tickets. Maybe those were wolf tickets. What if they were like, yeah, we're gonna call the supervisor
And never come?
hoping that they
Oh,
because
shit,
they
here.
do that. Huda does that, dog.
They fish.
want you
It's
to
called
buckle.
fishing. It's
yeah,
called
they
fishing.
want you to buckle.
Yep, it's
Maybe
called
if we would have
fishing.
stood ground and like fuck these fools. Eventually they would have had to left, dog.
Maybe.
They would have had to gone.
Yeah, 'cause they
that
know-
or they invaded my privacy. That's
Like,
what I'm saying,
Well,
dog.
I wonder what are the odds that they could get a warrant like at maybe 6, 7 in the afternoon, you know, when everything is closed. Like the judges from I wonder if they I'm
don't
pretty
know,
sure.
dog.
I wonder, that's a good question. I want to
I
look
don't
into
know.
that now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know
Hey,
what I mean?
let us know, man. Do you think that was abuse of power, causing a whole entire scene, all this and that?
Like you know how LA cops are though.
Yeah, no, definitely. If they can, they will. So,
Oh, bro.
that's good, dog. Sometimes I see these videos, you know, where like people are like going against the cops, and sometimes it's a little obnoxious because at the end of the day, dog, they're people to me too, dog.
Yeah, but I feel like the cops are always obnoxious too. That's why they're obnoxious. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna give them the same type
energy,
of,
right?
same energy right back. Especially when like they try to, can I see your ID? Like, no, what? I haven't done nothing. What do you need to see my ID for? If you know the law, you don't have to show them the ID if you didn't commit a crime or nothing like that. You don't have to show them ID right away.
Man, it's because it's like with these subjects, dog. It's like line to line, dog. Like it's like
Yeah.
you're right, dog. What if you genuinely weren't doing nothing?
Yeah, for sure.
You get me? Like that does kind of suck. It's like you go into like Walmart or not Walmart, like whatever clothing
any store.
and they're like, we need to see your receipt or and you're like, what? Like
hold on.
like I got money in my fucking pocket. Like I
Right,
fucking
right.
work, dog. Like you don't have to fucking
Or like
question
if
me.
you go into a store and you grab something and then somebody walks up and try to tell you the price, like that's $200, right?
Yeah, like, hold on,
what?
fool,
Did I
like-
ask you how much it fucking was? You
Yeah,
know what I mean? That's
yeah.
disrespectful. I feel
That's
that's
what I'm
super
saying.
disrespectful.
So I could see where somebody feels a little like, hey, dog, like what the fuck, dog? I'm just getting off of work, going home.
And now I got to deal with this shit.
Yeah,
I wasn't even here.
you're over here like, hey, this and that. Like, look, we're in LA, dog. There's a lot of people that look like me, dog. Latinos, blacks, they're all tatted up. This is 2025. It's not the 90s.
Everybody's tatted.
Yeah, it's already been like 30 fucking years. There's cops that are tattooed. I tattoo cops.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, dog? Like, yeah, so it's
It's an abuse of power, dog. It's what it is. It's an abuse of power. And any chance that they get, they will abuse their power. That's the problem.
So I had seen a post. I forgot where exactly it was, bro. This was just last night, dog.
Yep.
And it was like about 3 or 4 Hudas. And they gunned some fool down. He had a knife in his hand. But here's the trick
that's
to it.
disgusting.
Here's the trick to it, though. Not a trick, but here's the thing. That fool was autistic. You
And
get me?
he wouldn't put the knife down? So why didn't they use a taser?
That's what people were saying in the
Why-
comments.
why did they go
That's
right
what
away
people
to-
were saying in the comments,
Why did they go to lethal force right
No,
away?
and then just to top it off, to make it even worse for the cops, there's a fence in between them, dog. Like one of those regular little fences, like the
oh
diamond
my
fences.
God,
like,
dog. Are you serious?
yeah, fool,
And
it
they
was like
shot him
about
through
it was
the
about
fence.
like yay high, like like maybe a
Yeah,
little,
it would have been
like,
a little hop over if you had to.
you would have to hop.
Yeah.
But he had a shank in his hand or a kitchen
And
knife.
what, he was trying to poke it through the little...
I want to say like it was like either his mom that was like pulling on his shirt.
Wait, so
because-
they shot him while his mom was right there trying to get him
Something
back?
like, there was 2 people there. I'm sure they were like relatives, dog. And it looked like from the video, it looked like one of them was like pulling on him. So obviously he wasn't using it on them.
No, of course not. He wasn't even swinging it because if he would have, he could have hit one of them on accident.
So, you know, my little boy, he's on the spectrum, dog. You know, it's not too crazy with it, but he's a little bit on the spectrum.
Right.
So I know what sometimes what they do, dog, is they'll push your buttons to the very end.
Yeah,
To the
yeah,
very,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what, you know, Zolan
I know
does.
what you- I know what
You
you're
know,
talking
at
about.
the end, he's like, nah, and then like, right, I'm like, I'm
About
fucking
the-
have to whoop on you, man.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
right when
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
right at that line, he's like, okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's what they do when they're on the spectrum, dog. So
Yeah.
maybe he was having like, he's
Maybe
17,
he
dog.
was having a little
A
episode.
little episode.
Yeah.
And that's what people said.
Yeah,
How come they didn't use a taser?
How come they did it? Why did they go lethal right away, dog?
That's what people are. And then there was a fucking fence,
Bro,
dog.
not only that, you didn't even have... You could have maced him. You could have tased him. You could have done
First-
so much shit besides
first,
shoot the kid, dog.
I'm sure a taser would have had him, and and he would have just dropped the knife right there.
Maybe they couldn't have tased him because of the fence. It wouldn't have gone through it because because it opens up when they shoot. It opens up to clamp onto you. But I'm saying, bro, you could have maced him in the face, hop over real quick, and cuffed him. Like, how hard would it have been to?
But they lit him up, dog. They lit him, and he's still alive. I think he might have like brain damage. They shot him like 9 times.
Yeah, dog.
Well, I'm telling you, it was like 3-4 of them. And they're like,
everybody
like as soon as he like kind of like charged forward, boom, like they shot him up, dog. And
everybody unloads fully, dog. Their mags fully too. They're taught to unload their mags fully.
So yeah, man.
That's sad, bro.
Definitely, man. Let us know what you guys think. You know, really if it's abuse of power, dog. That was just my opinion on that one right there, though. All right, so yeah, that's on that subject right there. We could get into a little bit of sports.
You want to get into sports? Well, the thing that was popping in sports this week was I want to say congratulations to UConn girls, Paige Bueckers, Paige Buckets. You know, like everybody knows her, Paige Buckets. She just won the NCAA, the tournament. She won it. She's going to go into the league now. She's going to go up to the WNBA. So that should be pretty interesting this year. I'm not going to lie. This year for the WNBA is going to be very exciting. I'm kind of thinking that they're going to get more views than the guys this year, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. She's going to go up, Caitlin Clark is going to give her, a spanker a couple times when she gets there, She's going to give her the welcoming, as she should for being a rookie.
Okay. So she's a rookie.
She's going to be a rookie, yeah. She just won it. I'm pretty sure she's going to go number 1. She's a baller. She's a baller too. UConn, though, they win again. That coach, Gino Ariema or whatever his name is.
Where's UConn? What is that, Colorado or what?
Nah, UConn is, if I'm correct. Man, I'm not sure. I don't want to say the wrong.
Either way, yeah.
But they're the Huskies. I know that. They're the UConn Huskies.
Okay.
And that coach, he's been coaching them for like 30 years, bro. He's thrown probably like 15 championships.
Nice.
Like, yeah. He's in that. I don't like him because he was talking shit about Caitlin, He was saying that she wasn't going to do good in the league, that the league was going to be too much for her. Well, he shut her ass up. He had to come back and like eat crow and shit. He had to come back like, I was wrong. Yeah, you were wrong, coach. You were. At least with Caitlin, you were. But besides that, we're just waiting for these next fights upcoming, That's about it.
Yeah, the ones coming around, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let us know, man. Let us know how you guys feel about, the women's, what is it, basketball, right?
Yeah.
Women's basketball right now. Paige Buecker or Bucky?
Paige Buckets, man. We call her Paige Buckets.
Let us know in the comments, man, how you think she's going to perform for next year. Or is it for this year?
It'll be this year if she goes into the league. She'll be a rookie this year.
All right. Sounds good. Hopefully she gets Rookie of the Year. And all right, so that's for sports. Let me see what we got going on right here. We got, so you know how we're talking about the police thing, right?
Yep.
So I want to say, I'm not sure if it was like last year, there was a inmate in California. Oh, man, I want to say, was it Delano? I'm not sure, but look, he escaped. Did you hear about that one?
Oh, yeah. I did hear about that. He escaped, right? Was he the one that escaped from was kind of chained up in the bus and he ran? Yeah, that was that dude, right? Yeah. Yep.
So, do you want to elaborate on kind of like, do you know how he basically what you just said about the bus,
if
right?
I'm correct, they were transporting them somewhere and he was like in line and then he seen like nobody was there and he just like, boom, he just jetted and started running. And I don't know why they did. I'm surprised they didn't shoot at him because he got away probably like maybe 30, 40 yards in front of the cops. One of them drew the weapons. It looked like he was going to shoot. He didn't end up shooting and the guy got away, bro. He completely got away. They didn't find him.
Yeah,
they never found him.
So pretty much that's exactly what happened. Yeah. I guess it was like a smaller jail.
Okay.
So like their security, I forgot where I heard this on, like maybe it was somebody's podcast, whatever.
Right.
Or a news report.
Somebody mentioned it.
That it's not really as, like, there's not too much security, dog.
Okay.
So I want to say it was like a lady cop or something.
Okay.
And maybe like another cop.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what you said, like where he's probably like, he looked over and there's like a whole field. It was like a big old green field, right? And then it just went into like houses.
Starts running. Yeah, he just starts running.
And I guess like in the video cams and all that, like he's like running about like halfway through the field. Yeah, the cop, I think he like goes like this.
Yeah. He draws his weapon.
He didn't
doesn't shoot though. Yeah.
And you know what, dog? Like
I think he was too far. Honestly, that's what I think. You don't know who's on the other side. You could hit somebody on the other side. Because
there's so many like dog like. I think he did right, dog. I think he did right. I'm gonna tell you why, dog. He would have put himself in a fucked up position, dog. Let's say he would have got him, right? First of all, you shot him in the back. That's already bad. That makes you look bad. I don't care
It makes
what
you look
anybody
bad.
says. Yes,
It's
he's
an inmate running though, so he would have got away. I think he still would have been like.
No, he would have got away with it.
He would have
but
been
I'm
charged.
just saying,
He wouldn't have been charged.
It would have been a lot of mixed emotions, dog.
Yes, it would have been a moral thing, a moral.
Yeah, like shot that.
Like you shot him in the back.
Like, he's probably like, damn, I could just end this fool's life right now.
It would have been an easy shot though. It would have been an easy shot.
Yeah, it would have been like the movie, dog. He would have
That's a
been
moving target at 40, 50 yards, bro. I guarantee you, if he shoots 10 times, he only hits him once, if that. I don't even think he hits him. That guy was so far by the time he drew his weapon. With him running and not stopping, and the guy trying to how far he was, I doubt he hits him, bro. I don't think cops are that good of a shot, to be honest. Yeah, they're good of a shot when they're 5 feet in front of you.
Maybe if they go out as a hobby, shooting,
or if it was like let's say it was ex-military, then he probably would have. Then I give him better chances.
There is a lot of those.
I give him better chances if he's ex-military. If he's not, I highly doubt he even hits him once. Honestly, that's another reason why I think he didn't shoot. He knew he wasn't going to hit him. He was too far.
And not only that, safety precaution wise, hey, there's houses in the back,
bro,
dog.
If you hit somebody, an innocent person behind, just on accident, or the bullet ricochets and it hits anything, a kid in the leg, anything.
There goes your morals out the window. If he's like a moral type person, now you feel like shit.
Now you can
just shot some fucking grandma.
They could bring charges to you. Now you can, have to defend yourself.
All for doing your job. So you know what, man? I respect it, man.
Yeah. No, he did the right thing.
He did the right thing. He was like, man, you know what? Hey, he's gone. Like, he's gonna have to call it in.
He
like,
called it
he's gone. Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? And then I feel like a lot of people agreed with it, like, as far as him not shooting and shit.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I guess it could gotta get a little controversial on that part, and I'm gonna tell you why. So now that we're saying all this, he just popped up on my feed yesterday.
Who, that guy?
The guy.
The guy who escaped?
The escapee. So now he's out in Mexico, dog.
Oh, shit. He got out to Mexico?
He's in Mexico.
He made it out there,
He's out there just shooting it up with the fucking Huda in Mexico, dog.
Oh, shit. He killed the Huda over there or what?
I think he did, dog.
Oh, shit.
Man, that's good. Hey, that's a hot boy right there, dog.
Oh, man. That makes me think like, yeah, he got to be connected with somebody over there.
Oh, man.
One of the cartels or something.
See, so that's what I was thinking to myself, right?
Cops. First of all, Mexico, the citizens, the public, they can't have weapons. It's not like here. Like, you can't just have a gun. Like, you have to, it's a whole thing. You got to go get paperwork.
Oh, yeah, he's burnered up.
So if you have a gun already, it's because you know some criminal underground shit.
Yeah.
So if he's killing cops, I feel the only ones who have the balls to do that over there is cartel members or people that are in that life, you know?
I mean, I could imagine, honestly, I think whatever would happen, I'm just assuming.
Right.
I'm sure it was because he was trying to escape, dog. They probably were like, there goes that guy right there.
I don't think so. See, if it's a Mexico cop, I don't think they would have reckoned. Mexico cops are not like keeping in.
Yeah, that means he's running amok. He's running amok, dog.
I think it was something else that happened, like a whole different situation. Because if you think about it, what are the odds that a Mexican cop is going to be watching the news from over here to find out who escaped? And what are the odds that, you know, that cop is going to see him over there? Like, there's a lot of things that have to fall in perfectly in line for that to happen. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, though, dog, if you really think about it, the Huda does let them know.
Well,
that
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. Probably like, who are they? Like, yeah, some higher ups told some higher ups in Mexico.
Oh yeah,
but those higher ups in Mexico are corrupt.
That's
another thing. Like, it's so corrupt over there that.
They probably knew where he was.
Who knows?
Like,
man, I don't care. Fuck this. You know, fuck this.
That and
detective.
They're probably getting paid off by whoever the fuck over there.
Or let's say he's part of the crew that he's working with for the same cartel. He's gonna be like, I know exactly who that is. That's the homie though. So I ain't gonna say nothing.
Turn a blind eye. Like
100%.
Shit.
Or money turns a blind eye over there. Let's say they capture him and he has $10,000 in his pocket. Here,
or take this $10,000. This guy or
take
something.
Take this $10,000 and turn around. Yeah, act like you never saw me. They're gonna take the 10 and turn around.
Man, as a word, like he's probably like, hell yeah, like we gonna be good for a minute.
I didn't see nothing.
Especially in Mexico, dog. You get me?
It's easier to. Yeah.
To manipulate
especially if you're a part of that life, you know?
Yeah, but man, that's a hot boy right there.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you this. I know people like to glorify that life because of Narcos Mexico and Narcos this and that. That life is nothing to glorify, bro. There's a lot of pain, a lot of tragedy, a lot of people missing their family members. It's not an easy life, bro, and it's sad, honestly, bro. It sucks. I know people like to glorify it because, like I said, all the movies and shit and all the corrido,
they make it all
this
like
and that, blah.
The Wild Western days,
bro. A lot of people are suffering, bro. Mucha gente ya sufre, güey, por eso, güey, por la corrupción y por el narcotráfico, güey. Mucha gente, güey. So I don't think it's nothing to glorify. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's nothing to
anything like in that direction.
It's just a lot of suffering, man. A lot.
Yeah, man.
Prayer to all the people out there, you know, suffering, and you know, hopefully it changes, man. Hopefully it changes.
But yeah, that was tripping. I was like, man, that's a crazy kid right there, man, or guy or whatever. So yeah, man. So that was on that right there. You want to get it? You got a topic? Did you want to cover?
You go down the list. Go down the list.
So, man, this one's a toughie, dog. Real, because this one, sensitive one.
Okay.
It's the 13-year-old dog. That's fucked up, dog. Like that's
that's
honestly, dog, some sick mother fudgers out there, dog.
Those people should be eradicated. I believe those people should have their. If it's a guy, he should have his part removed, his testicles, everything removed. No, like awake while he's awake. I believe we should punish these people to the most pain we could think of, honestly, bro. I believe we should punish these people.
Fortunately, the reason I bring this up is because I'm sure this is nothing new.
Maybe some people don't know. You want to explain to people?
For the ones that don't know, I'm just do it real quick. There was a soccer coach. He wasn't part of no organization or a little league. I want to say he was just like kind of like a guy that would go to the park and he probably just gathered
maybe like an AYSO coach or something. A guy who would offer his to be a coach.
Whatever, right? So this fucking weirdo would teach like would soccer coach like I guess like 13-year-olds or some shit. Like middle schoolers ish or whatever, right? Or whatever. So he's a weirdo and he tried to do some weird shit.
No, he did do weird shit.
No, he did some weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
And from like, I guess he was doing this in North Hollywood, right? There's like a park there. I guess he stays like out in the desert, Palmdale, whatever, Lancaster.
Whatever
area. And he told one of his little, the little players like something about he needed help at his house. I'm not sure.
To meet him up at the park for some type of training or something, whatever it was.
And then, no, it was actually to go help him.
Yeah, to go help train some other kids, right?
So
I thought it was to help train some other kids.
So before we get into the subject, and so eventually he went out there. He did what he did. Unfortunately, the boy was unalived.
And despicable acts were despicable
in
acts
Oxnard, they found his body. He was missing for a couple of days.
I want to say like a day or two.
Yeah, and then the coach was acting weird. Like he was like, it was just weird all around, dog. And it just came down to
it was him.
All the lights came out to whatever, and
cops arrested
eventually, that guy actually had in February he got like charged of it, dog.
Yeah,
for something minors,
something with the minors, right? Yeah, I seen that too.
And it's sick, dog. These are like boys, dog.
See, that's the problem with that, bro. Like, how come we're not vetting like who's training our kids? Like, how come we're not running a little simple background check on people who want to be coaches? I believe that these people with that sickness that want to do stuff like that, I believe they look out to be a coach on purpose, a priest on purpose. Like I believe they look for these positions because they know that they're gonna have access to kids, bro. So we have to do a way better.
But like as parents, dog,
as parents,
dog.
Yes, bro, as parents, like we have to do a background check on these people. Like it doesn't matter if other people call you, oh, that guy's weird for doing this. Who cares what they think about you? Protect your kids at all costs. Make sure you know who's around your kids. Make sure you do a good background check. If they've ever been charged for anything or even accused of anything like that, they should not be around kids, man. They should not be around kids. Even being accused of something like that, you should never be around kids.
Even if they look picture perfect, even if they got a wife, they got kids themselves, it doesn't matter. Just look into it. It's not hard, man. Just whatever you can do, just be like, hey, whatever, the city he grew up in, or
another thing too, go with your instincts. Go with your instincts. Trust your instincts. If you meet somebody and you got a bad feeling about them, trust that bad feeling. A lot of people will try to push it off like, that's just whatever. No, bro, that's something. That's the universe telling you.
Even if you come off a little weird, like for asking, fuck that shit.
Who cares if you fucking come off weird? You're there to protect your child. That's the number one thing you should have in your mind. Protect my children at all costs, no matter what. Above anything. Go to school. Make your presence felt. Let them know.
Yeah.
Anything happens here, you don't have to fucking deal with me.
I'm here.
Yeah, man. I believe. Yeah.
And also be a citizen too, dog. Like, don't do it just for your kid, but do it for all the little kids around too, dog, that your kid's playing with, dog. Because I truly feel like with that whole situation, dog, I looked at the parents, fool. And they're like from, I don't know if they're like from Honduras.
Okay.
But they're like, what I'm trying to say is they're like paisitas. Fool.
Right.
Super paisitas.
They have no idea. They probably,
yeah, where I feel like that was taken advantage of, dog.
It was.
You get me? Like, they won't do that to one of us, dog. Right. Like, you get me?
Right.
They were just like a paisita little, like the dad was like, oh, I just, like, yeah, they should have done better. I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're probably not as well educated. They don't speak no English. They're probably, you know, just in their little hut, like, you know, just trying to make ends meet.
Just trying to work and go home.
Yeah.
Not get deported, unfortunately.
Yeah,
probably.
you know, and then they're probably more worried about that, dog. And then this weirdo right here just taking advantage of that kind of weird.
I know with, at least with me, my children, any sport that I've put them in, I'm there. I take them to practice. I take them to games. I'm taking them, bro.
Yeah.
Even though, like, you know, whatever, baby mom wants to show up, she can show up. That's cool. I'll tell her where it's at and you can show up. But my presence is always front and center. I'm right here this week. Yeah.
My little girl's got a father.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm always making sure no matter what it is. Even when they started boxing, I was right there every practice. I'm the one right there letting everybody know. Because obviously, you know, if they're in a boxing gym, there's going to be more boys, obviously, because boys like to box more or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's fine, too. I was up in there.
It's all natural, yeah.
What's up? Yep, I'm here.
I understand.
Anybody got something to say? You can tell me. I'm right here. Yep.
And just a little shine the light on somebody, man. Another shout out, even though we already did all this, and another shout out to Cain Velasquez, man, for being a real father, man.
Shout out to Cain, man. 100%.
That's the type of, that's a real.
That's what I feel most fathers would do.
He's a G.
Most real fathers,
he needed that, dog. I feel like he deserved that, dog.
Yes, 100%. Shout out to Cain, man.
That's a real G right there, dog. Yep. Gentleman right there.
He'll always be a great legend in my book for sure.
That's a legend right there, dog.
Always, bro. Champion, UFC champion, heavyweight champion at that, representing a big old brown pride tat right here.
Man,
with the Virgin Mary.
He deserves that
with
shit,
the Virgin
dog.
Mary right here. Shout out to Cain, man. 100%.
He did some real shit right there.
Shout out to Cain,
anyways,
man.
that was just real quick. I just had to. It felt like it was the right moment.
Man, 100.
People like him, they deserve shine, dog.
Yes.
Anyways, so fortunately, in this unfortunate event, he could get the death penalty.
I hope
dog.
they do give him the death penalty.
He does, and I hope they hurry up with that shit.
Yeah,
too.
and I hope inside a couple of boys get to get him before that too. You know what I mean?
Because you can't bring that little kid back, dog.
Nah, you can't.
And then unfortunately, those kids that are alive, well, guess what? You can't get back. And what had happened to them, dog?
Yeah, the innocence of bro. You know what,
man? Yeah, dog. And I don't want him to get live, dog, because you're just wasting our money, dog.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Nope. Make them do a couple of years. Like, man, just throw them to the Sharks, honestly. Make them do a year or two. But then they're going to kill him right there. That'll be fine, too. Hey, whatever.
Whatever, dog. Yeah.
Am I going to feel bad? No. Am I going to lose any sleep? Hell no.
Go ahead and give him the DP. He don't deserve to be out there.
Completely. You know what I mean? Underlife him slowly, painfully.
So, yeah, that's the fortunate news. Hopefully, you know, in a couple episodes, he does get the death penalty because I think that would be perfect. I think it happened right here in California. That's the perfect example right there. Doctor said
100%. Any of you who keep doing this, we're gonna start
death penalty.
Yes,
straight up.
And just throw him in too, and let the boys in there butcher him. Let the boys butcher him.
Yeah, man, because that's wild. That's a effed up story, man.
No,
I'm sure everybody's heard about it. So
like that,
hopefully,
man.
we're all rooting. Hopefully, he gets that DP, man. Definitely, dog, and that death penalty or whatever, dog. So yeah, man. So that's on that one right there.
Unfortunate,
let's see.
We have the family.
Okay, so yeah. Now on to the next topic is. So it was pretty cool, man. Me and Tigre were able to network.
Oh yeah, we've been networking, people. Yep. Definitely was cool. It was very good vibes. I like it, man. I like being around people like that. You know what I mean? People who are a little bit older. We think a little bit different now. You know, we're on a business mindset. It was great. Great networking.
So shout out to the West Factory.
Shout out to the homie Smurf. Yep. Shout out to the boys.
Yep. And Charlie West.
Yep.
They're out of the West Factory. You know, they do all they did these shirts right here, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
They do all the shirts for Young Dopey. You know, he's a Chicano rapper right here in LA. And other art. And honestly, dog, they're like bringing up other artists.
A lot of artists, yeah, man. They really got it going out there, man. Shout out to all the artists right there at the West Factory that be pulling up, showing love. Shout out to everybody doing their thing.
And I'm not sure exactly as far as dates, but it should be like next week or two, dog, that they're doing like a cypher.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can pull up, you know, record a little bit.
You can win a G-ball. You can win $1,000.
That's dope.
So you could, you know, it's already...
Anybody who got skills.
Yeah. No, they already got all
they already got the boys.
So on the next one, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
So yeah, this cypher is for like any rappers that are just coming up. You don't have to be like already established or nothing.
Yep.
And you can win $1,000.
That's cool. I like that. That's a good idea.
That's too much slang for y'all. That's $1,000. And what they're doing is they're interviewing each and every rapper.
Artist?
Yeah, artist. Man, I wish I would have wrote it down, all the
All the names? Yep.
We got Sickness out of Huntington Beach.
Okay.
I know he's gonna rap up there.
Yeah, shout out to him.
And a couple other guys. So, anyways, I'm doing their wall. I'm putting Inglewood on one of their walls.
Yep.
And me and Tigre went over there to back it up. And they had an interview going where they had D Hoodstar TV, which is Droops.
Yep, Droops. Shout out to Droops, man. Meeting him was cool. He's real good people, man. Shout out to Droops.
No, most definitely, dog. Like, you know, and it's just because we can all relate, dog, as far
100%.
as, you know, the way we came up, the way
Just
we grew
growing up in LA.
Yeah,
you know?
it's an automatic. I can't even explain it. You would have to just be from out here to
To
understand.
understand, yep.
Yeah.
You could meet somebody from LA, any part of the world, and you'll know he's from LA.
Yeah, so they were doing a interview.
Yep.
You know, he's interviewing Droops. I want to say he's at a Highland Park.
Yep,
And he's like an influencer,
podcaster,
YouTuber,
Yep,
right?
YouTuber, yep.
And
He's
I
pretty
believe,
well known.
Yeah,
he's on a couple of channels. He's been on a pretty big channels actually. He was on Hood Stocks in the beginning. Everybody that knows Hood Stocks, you know.
Yeah, and now I believe he's on Haters World.
Yeah,
and it's cool. You know, we can all relate. Like, you know, we all got family that either done prison time or especially out in LA.
Or is doing prison
if you're
time still.
Or you're black, dog. Yeah, you just got a Theo, you got a cousin.
Yep.
Shit, you might even have
A brother.
sister,
It might
dog.
have been you too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know, so we all understand, you know, how that goes or whatever. So, but yeah, it's cool, man. He's doing all that. I want to say he's like a union worker as well.
Yep, he's doing his thing.
You know, we all got relatives that do that, dog. You know, we got nephew.
Yep,
you know, we got
the
cousin.
union or the docs. They working somewhere.
I got a bunch of homies that do union, man. Shout out to the union workers out
shout
there.
out to all the
Definitely,
union workers.
because I know those are like most likely the ones that are listening to our podcast.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm
People
saying?
working, grinding.
Hey, man, rest in peace, the homie Luis Escobar. He was, I forgot what exact union he was. Unfortunately, he passed away making the SoFi Stadium.
Oh, shit. Rest
Yeah,
in peace,
man.
rest in peace.
It was just a freak accident that happens, man. But
that's unfortunate, bro.
A big shout out to all his co-workers, the whole union, dog. They took care of his funeral and all that, dog. It was a real, you know, proper funeral and all that.
Crazy.
Rest in peace.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. Rest in peace,
man.
Luis Escobar, man. I'm definitely gonna have him muraled on my truck, dog. Somewhere on my truck is gonna be him with some wings, dog, and I'm gonna put the SoFi Stadium in the back.
That's
and honestly,
right.
dog, I've been meaning, man. I wish I had like that kind of connection. I'll push that, dog. Like he needs a statue right there
Somewhere,
on Century, dog. Right by the SoFi Stadium, dog. All the workers, because he wasn't the only one that passed away.
Oh, for
dog.
real, working there?
I
Like,
want to say there was like 3 or 4,
so,
dog.
What, freak accidents or what?
Yeah, working. Fool. That shit was like a couple years.
Damn.
I don't want to get in detail, dog.
Nah,
but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Man, rest in peace to everybody who,
Yeah.
you know, was on the live at work. Imagine that, bro, at work, man.
Yeah,
you know, you're there
dog.
grinding, trying to make
That's
some
my boy,
money.
dog.
And,
That's my homie
man, that's
right there,
unfortunate,
man.
bro. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah,
Rest in peace to
dog.
everybody.
And he's, you know, it's crazy, dog. Like, cause it's like, it's always like the good people, dog.
That's what happens, bro.
Like, he was chill.
They say the good die young. That's
he
what
was
they've always
chill,
said.
dog. All he did was work. He has a little female, dog. Just
Damn, that's
you know,
unfortunate, bro. I didn't know about that,
yeah,
bro.
dog.
That's sad, bro.
You know what I
didn't
mean?
about
And
that.
he's just doing what he does, dog. And he passed away, dog.
Yeah, it's
but,
unfortunate, bro.
yeah, rest in peace, man. I know he's looking down right now. You know what I mean? That's the homie, dog. But yeah, so for all the union workers out there, man, big shout out to y'all, man.
Damn, I didn't know. That's crazy.
To all the workers.
Yeah, rest in
So
peace to
yeah, man.
everybody.
So they were doing the interview. Then after the interview, dog, we were able to post up, dog.
Yep.
We're all networking, soaking
just chilling,
in game.
vibing, you know. Shout out to Hoodlum too. Shout out to Hoodlum.
Yeah,
Hoodsta 23,
23.
right? Yep,
Yeah,
the
he
rapper
got
Hoodsta 23. Shout out to him
cool,
too.
Jammers. He got Funky Expedition. You got It Ain't Easy.
Yup. Shout out to the boy, man. He's doing his thing. Shout out to that fool too.
We were out there, you know, pulling a request out on a radio station. I want to say it was like, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. 97.5.
Yup. I want to say yup.
Shout out to Long Beach Carlos. Yeah, he definitely, you know, put a couple jammers out there.
Man, he
for
took
Hood.
the recommendations and he put them up. Yup. He played the songs.
I want to say he's out of Wilmington. Hood's out of Wilmington. And
shout out to him. For
yeah,
sure.
shout out to him. He pulled up. We're just right there networking. And then we got No Control. That's another podcast. I want to say
shout out
more
to homie
like
too,
a little bit more like on the graffiti.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. Yup. Graffiti. Yeah, remember that? That was cool.
Yeah. So, you know, shout out to them, man. Make sure you guys follow them on YouTube.
Yup. Look them up. Follow them, boys.
Instagram, that's D Hood TV's. D Hoodstar TV on Instagram. That's Droops.
That's Droops. Yup.
I want to say that might be the same for his YouTube. And he's gonna be doing some skits soon.
Yup. Check him out.
And then we got the Got No Control. That's a YouTube channel and Instagram. You can follow them. And then Hoodsta, I want to say was like Dub Entertainment. Not sure if it was 310, but if you look it up, it should pop up.
Yeah, it should pop up. Just put the name of
So
the
you
song.
can go ahead and follow them on Instagram and YouTube and maybe even TikTok. I'm not sure.
Yep, send them some love, man. The boys are cool.
So now that we got that out the way as far as graffiti, so check this out, people. Okay, we're already about 44 minutes in. So we're gonna have a graffiti artist up here.
Yeah, we're gonna interview one.
An active graffiti artist right now. Obviously, we're not gonna disclose his face.
Yep.
He's gonna have to be wearing a shiesty.
We'll be wearing a shiesty, some lokes. Yep.
And this should be our first interview, man. It's gonna be on an active graffiti artist here in LA.
Within the next week or two, you think? Yeah, but
hopefully I'm gonna get at him. I'm gonna get at him, as a matter of fact, because he said yeah. So this should be coming up, man, for all those guys that like, graffiti or into that hip hop culture, whatever.
Yep.
Keeping the true to the roots, dog, because there's not a lot like nowadays, dog. I don't feel like how it used to be in the early 2000s.
But the graffiti, dog. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Graffiti scene, it was cool, man. That shit was fun. I know, like I have cousins who are a little bit older than me. They were all into graffiti, bro, mobbing trains and
It's because it's all like a culture, dog.
It's like, yeah.
It all like kind of like cousins with hip hop, dog. 100%. And it's even cousins with gangs, dog.
Right,
like it's
right.
like
100%.
such a big link, dog.
Right, and then like there's some of them who became like legends, like became real big artists out here,
So with this dude, I actually known him since he was little, dog, and I'm a little older now. I don't really pay attention to looking over on the freeway. Sometimes I do when it looks cool. But I noticed whatever there was his name, Acer, Acer.
Acer.
And I'm like, man, you know what this little fool gets up?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Up. Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? I know little bro. And I was like, it'd be a good idea to give a little shine. And then it's kind of cool, dog, to because everybody kind of interviews like OGs and you get me?
Yeah, we're not doing that.
So yeah, let's
we try something different.
Yeah, something a little different. Let's interview somebody who's actively doing that right now as we speak.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
And we'll give him some real questions, dog. Like something.
Does he know the history about tagging? What big crews back in the day did he hear about or whatever? Yep.
Whatever. It don't matter. Let us know in the comments, man, if you got any questions that you would like us to ask, a young little graffiti artist out here in LA, dog. I think that would be a cool little first interview. We're going to be doing different
We're going to try different things, man.
For everybody, you know what I mean? So hopefully maybe on the next week or two, like you said, we'll get a little interview in and we'll post it up.
Yep.
All right, so let me see here. Did you have any other topics that we wanted?
Nah,
we did.
Go for it.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was gonna say it was the virtual reality.
The virtual reality. What are we living in, right? So you're talking about like this life itself, right? So a lot of things right now. There's a podcast with Joe Rogan and Thomas Campbell, if I'm correct.
Okay.
And this guy is saying, bro, that we live in a virtual reality, bro. That everything is virtual reality, right? So he's saying, obviously, that it's physical here, right?
Right.
But when you look down to the smallest levels, when you look down to the quantum, he's saying everything is virtual, bro. And he's saying, I don't know if you ever seen like the game, The World of Warcraft.
I heard of it.
Like the computer game?
Yeah.
Right, he's saying basically we're one of those little players
like
in the game.
Like they're just building like a little something? Or?
No, that's Minecraft. That's Minecraft.
Okay.
This one is more just like a big open world, and there's a player in there. You could be like an elf or like one of those mystical characters.
Right.
And he's saying basically that's what we're living in, bro. Everything is it's virtual. And he's saying that consciousness is the only thing that's real, bro. He's saying that the universal consciousness is basically what we call God. He's saying that's what it is. There's no God, that is universal consciousness. And we all have a little bit of consciousness inside of us, the universal one. That's how we're all connected. You know how they always say we're all connected? But that's what they mean by that, bro. We all have a piece of the universal consciousness.
So we're all in a game, is what you're saying.
We're all in a game. None of it is real, bro. So technically,
what the fuck?
None of it. Yeah, he said none of this is real. None of it, dog. So when you never truly die, you just pick up a different frequency. You move on to another frequency.
So that kind of goes back to about afterlife and all that, right?
Afterlife, yeah. There's no death.
So if that's the case, then who's playing us?
Consciousness. Consciousness is experiencing everybody's life simultaneously.
Right.
God. So if you put it in the terms of God, God is living the experience of the richest man, Elon Musk, and the poorest crackhead in the street. God is living everybody's life simultaneously at once. That's the power of God. So we all have a little piece of God. That's why we're made in His image. Everybody says in the Bible, it says we're made in God's image. It's not that we're made in His image. It's that all of us have a little piece of God. That's the consciousness, dog. That's us. You know what I mean? And that's why He's saying everything is virtual. It's not real. Like, yeah.
And then
just like in the game though, right? So one of those characters, he could punch somebody, and in the game, he's hitting something. Yes, it's physical in the game. In the game though, but something is computing the game, dog. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
And consciousness is our computer. Like that consciousness is the main source of our. That's what he's saying. I advise everybody to go check out that podcast, bro.
What was it? Thomas what?
It's Joe Rogan and Thomas Campbell.
Thomas Campbell. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
That guy, he talks about he can do it at will, right? Which means whenever he wants, he can have outer body experiences. He talks about he went back and he's seen his past lives already, bro, because he was able to.
Because he came out of his body?
Because he came out of his body. He knows how to do it. Supposedly, that guy says he can teach anybody how to do it. It's just practice, bro. You just got to hit the right frequency with breathing techniques.
It's like meditating. Like those monks
correct.
out in China, and they're just
Exactly.
You know
Bro, he says he can teach anybody. He has a book called My Big Toe, but it's like my big theory of everything. That's what the acronym is for My Big Toe. And and literally he talks about like the fundamentals of life, dog. Like literally, like man, I advise everybody to go check out that podcast.
Well, that kind of reminds me, dog, like when people like they almost die. Let's say they die for like 3-4 seconds, right?
You're
they
talking
say
about
shit like that happens, right? Where their body comes out and they see like the light.
Remember that video I showed you about that kid?
Oh, yeah.
That's a near-death experience. Yep.
So basically, like, there's times where like, boop, like fucking their heart stops and everything
for a couple minutes,
but they're like still there though, right?
It's not even that they're there no more. Consciousness takes over, dog, and they're able to see, hear everything even better than when they're in their body. And consciousness is that consciousness that's in us that's able to do that. Consciousness can live out of our body.
And
that's
you know
the problem.
what's a trip? That little events like that, whether it's a crash or
deja vu, even a dream sometimes,
or even substances, dog. Like not even substance. I'm lying. Nature,
psychedelics, yes,
psychedelics,
mushrooms,
LSD, whatever, mushrooms.
Mushrooms would be it. Yep.
Oh, okay, so what's LSD?
LSD is, if I'm correct, is man-made. It's a chemical.
Okay, X that out. Mushrooms, right? So then
peyote, that's another one that the ancients would do.
Oh, that's like on GTA, dog. When that fool becomes an animal. So peyote. And mushrooms or death experiences or
near death. Yep, when your body gets.
So a lot of those events, dog, I noticed that they change people, dog,
forever.
Because it's like I kind of feel that has to do with what you said about them looking like their clearer mind, like they're like, oh shit, like
you're not scared no more.
I almost just died right now. Like I'm looking down at me. You get me?
So I feel what happens is you realize that we're only here for a little bit. You realize how beautiful. Yeah. You realize how beautiful life is, and the fear of death goes away. Because you already know. That's what happens.
Yeah. So you're like, even if I do go, I already know how you go.
They start living their lives
way better. You get out
your
your body, you just go to the light.
They start living their lives way better after that.
Yeah. And they usually change, dog. I notice like when
they're happier,
see little
they
stories,
live every moment like it's their last moment.
And they appreciate things,
They appreciate the small things.
So which is kind of true, dog, because definitely like me, about 4 or 5 years ago, actually 5-6 years ago now. I had cancer, dog, and I had to fight it for like a whole year.
Right.
And I didn't like die or anything or or come
but
back.
Your body was compromised.
But definitely it opens you up, dog.
Yes.
So I could imagine if you'd pass away for like a couple seconds or you mushroomed out for a couple minutes.
Oh no, it's hours.
Or whatever, hours.
Yeah, it's hours.
And you come back and you're like, damn, dog, like this shit is real. Like, hold on, man. Like,
I've had those.
I've
had some experiences with the mushrooms, and I'll tell you this: every time you learn something new about yourself, I'll tell you that.
So that's another thing besides getting, like passing away for a couple seconds is you're out your body too on that one, right?
Depends how much you take. If you take like a little eighth, it'll be more recreational, where you might just get a laugh attack.
Oh, so it's kind of like more
on the dose, on the dose, and how good they are, how strong the mushrooms are.
So definitely don't try any of this, people.
Don't try it. Don't.
Whatever he's saying, don't try it. Yeah, because you're saying these little
there could be like I've experienced.
Don't even try it.
I've experienced with multiple grams, like 2-3 and that's where you can get out of your body for sure, right there. Where you go.
And have you heard of other people like coming out their bodies
in mushroom trips?
Yeah, I don't know. 100%.
Yeah. There's mushroom trips. There's also DMT, dimethyltryptamine, which is
that sounds like a medicine.
That's actually a chemical that your brain produces.
Oh.
They say we produce that chemical when we die. That's a gateway chemical supposedly to the afterlife. Yeah, it's called DMT, dimethyltryptamine. And there's one that I haven't done that, and I haven't done ayahuasca either. Ayahuasca is
The fuck?
ayahuasca
I
is
never
a
heard
drink.
that.
Ayahuasca is a drink that you can drink in the Amazon. You have to go with a shaman who knows what he's doing. And that one right there, that one you'll meet Mother Nature herself. You'll meet literally you'll end up in the middle of the universe. They say with that.
So that with those outer body
Oh,
experiences.
you're not even close to your body with those, bro. You're out, completely out of your body. Yeah. I've had 1 or 2 of those experiences. It's pretty...
Yeah, I'm kind of
I'll be honest with you. It's scary the first time, and you have to learn how to let go. But once you learn how to let go, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, don't try it, people.
Don't try it.
Yeah, but man, you know what?
And if you do, stay open-minded about it.
Yeah,
You're not
talking
in
about all
control.
this,
Nah,
man, I'm ghetto, dog. So right here in the hood, I remember there used to be some shit called Hell's Bells.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So is
bro.
there a scientific word for that?
The flower? I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what that flower is
No,
called.
and I want to say it's like in yards, dog.
It's very good. Yeah, a lot of people have it out in their yards for sure.
It's like one that I think it's like hangs a little bit.
It hangs
dog.
and it dips low like that, and it's yellow, bell-looking type of flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. One of my cousins did that. Shout out to him, man. It's crazy ass. He says what you do is you cut the flower, you just
make a tea and all?
you just boil it in water and
Man,
you drink
that's
that
so
tea
ghetto.
supposedly. But he said I don't know.
Hey, let us know in the comments if you heard of that one. Hell's Bells.
Hell's
man.
Bells, yeah.
I want to know if y'all
That's
heard
a
of that
ghetto
one.
sport for sure. That's a ghetto shit right there.
Man. Let us know if you know about that one. I never tried it. I just remember that shit, dog. Hell's Bells.
Yeah, I
you
never
make
tried
a
that
tea
one.
and you're drinking.
Yeah,
I want to say one of the homies was wilding out.
Yeah,
Dad,
no,
come pick
I've
his
heard
ass
people.
up.
I heard you could flip out on that.
Yeah, he was flipping out. Some
Yeah.
shit like that, dog. Definitely don't try that shit, dog.
Definitely
I'm
don't
gonna look
try that
into it
one.
for the next episode just because I'm
The
interested.
flower, the name of the flower.
Yeah, the name of the flower. I just want to trip out on it because I just wonder if
It's crazy, huh?
Is like a little myth or is it like
No, it's true, bro. It's true.
true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Hell's Bells are real.
But yeah, all right, because I got it. So yeah, like I was saying, my little boy, he's in the spectrum, and they're doing a little thing right now, a little Easter egg hunt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
nice.
I so
remember
right now,
those.
around 1:30, so I'm not sure what time it is.
Yep,
but
we're probably about to cut it short now.
Yeah, in a little bit. Talking about all the autism. You know what? Damn, I wish I would have got it on Instagram. I had just shared it on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, MOKOE tattoo. Moko tattoo. Yeah. TATTOO.
Yep.
You
Talking about Instagram, go check us out, the Westside Speakeasy. We actually took a couple pics with Drew and the boys
Yeah.
yesterday, so go check those pics out. Give them a like, man.
Yeah, you thought exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The Westside Speakeasy, which is what it is, all together on Instagram.
check us out.
And I always forget to tell you guys, like and subscribe, please. I always forget to tell them
like, comment, subscribe.
At the beginning of this, I gotta tell you guys to like and subscribe because that's what's gonna keep the algorithm going. That's what's gonna get,
We almost to 100 subscribers too. Thank you guys for all the interaction. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
And like we said in the last episode, man, once we get 100, we see those comments, dog. Maybe if there's not too many comments, we might just get everybody or something, dog. You know what I mean?
For sure.
If we got too many comments, there will be like three little
4 maybe random
whatever.
people. Yep.
So on Moko Tattoo on my Instagram, I had shared somebody hit up autism acceptance. It was cool. It was clean, dog.
Nice,
it was
nice.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So again on the last episode, shout out to Reina Carrillo. I think it is. I could be wrong. Or Corrillo. I'm not sure, but it's Reina. It's Purpose and Passion is their Instagram, I believe. And she's doing an autism, recreational type,
autism
event,
awareness. Autism
awareness event, and you could bring your kid.
Yep.
And there's sensory bins, and there's little games, and there's maybe a jumper. She had food last
When
time.
is that going?
It's
When is
gonna
it
be
going?
soon, dog. I
Okay.
think I don't know if it's this month or next month, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, so we can drop the date.
Yeah, so that way we could drop the date, and maybe I'll put the flyer up here. I gotta double check people, but definitely I gotta go to one right